Actually, you shouldn't give a shit for what yourself says, because you only speak English with me and I only compliment you. So the voices that are blocking you from speaking English are not out of your head. They are inside your head.
Vocês vão ouvir ao longo da vida. Isso é frescura. Isso é coisa da tua cabeça. Reza que passa.
It's an inner voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about Timothy Goey?
Timothy Goey.
Yeah, Timothy Goey.
What is the inner game? It's a good question.
I had the pleasure to be in a workshop with him for 3 days. And Tim Goey, he studied in Harvard with Skinner.
Eu nunca estive mais feliz ou orgulhoso de ser Seymour Skinner.
Skinner, o Skinner mesmo, do pombo, né?
Harvard psychologist B.F. Skinner seeks nothing less than the engineering of human nature. In experiments with subjects as simple as pigeons, Skinner declares that with the right social engineering, we can create a new breed of human being.
Você tem uma ideia de como o cara é velho e da base psicológica do cara. So he studied with Skinner, and he was a tennis coach in Harvard, just to help make ends meet.
This man teaches that you'll learn a lot quicker and play a lot better if you'll only try less.
The idea is to just let the body do what it's capable of doing. But that's hard, because your mind is always there saying, I want to do better, I want to do better, I want to get this ball over.
He started the coaching thing.
There was no books on coaching. There was no associations of coaching. There was no listed competencies of coaching. So I was learning as I went. And the basis for the learning was that my role was not to teach primarily, but to help a student learn.
He has a technique called the inner game, and he wrote a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, bestseller, big bestseller. Que hoje você já encontra o The Inner Game of Coaching e not The Inner Game of Tennis. So people realized that the inner game of tennis wasn't about only tennis, but was about life in general. And he talks about the inner game that you play. So there is a game happening on the court. You are playing tennis. But there is another game happening in your mind. So here we are having a conversation. We are playing a game. I say something, you say something. But inside your head, you are having another conversation. You are playing another game, right?
And that took me to a lot of unhelpful dialogue is going on. And I'm the source of some of that dialogue with all the instructions I'm giving the performer. And so I stopped giving instructions and found ways of teaching or of coaching where the teacher was experienced and coaching was facilitating learning from experience. So helping a person pay attention to the teacher.
Yourself, that he calls yourself one and yourself two. The self two is the best of you, is the one is all the talents and gifts that you brought when you were born, is all the things that you develop, and self one is the voice constructed by your parents, by the society, it's like your superego, you know what I mean?
Esse aqui é o Self 1. A gente não nasce com ele, mas na verdade ele chama Self 1 porque o Tim identificou a interferência primeiro. Então eu já falo sobre ele. Nós nascemos com esse aqui, que é o Self 2. O Self 2 é a nossa essência, é quem nós somos. Sabe aquela criança aprendendo a caminhar? Ela dá um passo, cai, dá risada, ela dá outro passo, cai, até que ela caminha e se vê satisfeita com o seu resultado. Ela não cai e fica pensando, nossa, o que vão pensar se eu der mais um passo agora e cair de novo? Isso vai sendo construído depois, né? Quando a gente começa com a nossa formação social, escolar, religiosa, de família, e a gente vai aprendendo o que pode, o que não pode, de acordo com a bagagem das pessoas que estão nos educando de alguma forma.
It's like, so you are not, this is the rational part. you are not gonna do it. You have to think about it. You have to have all the answers. You have to and this self one blocks the self two to do the best job.
Inner game cannot not be played. Everyone has inner interferences and have the game going on in their own hearts and minds that is distinguished from the outer game, which has external opponents, external goals, an external arena, external rules. And in our culture, we're 99% focused, if not more, focused on the outer game.
And he says that it's impossible to convince the self one to shut down because he's very smart. He was constructed. He has all the answers. The only chance you have to win the inner game is to divide your attention from the self one, is to take your attention out of the self one.
Mathematically, the two ways to improve performance is grow P, grow potential, which I believe happens mostly in interaction with experience rather than being taught. And the second one is reduce the fear and the doubt and the assumptions and the beliefs that get in the way of us performing at the ability we can.
It's not thinking. I think your self one, he doesn't speak. He screams. Ah, your self one screams. I think you should pay more attention, and that's what I try to do. I try to take your attention out of it and make you have fun, and make you think about other things, so you can let it go. You can let it flow.
Take it easy, my brother Charlie.
So when you think about the fun of it, when you think about when we're talking about a subject that you like, then you are more, you tend to forget about the self one. When you're having fun, you tend to block the self one and let yourself to work. So you are already able to speak English. You have learned the language, Portuguese. You know how to speak. You have you have everything to speak English. The only thing that you are losing is your inner game.
Yeah.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
It's your own head. It's your own head. You have to silence this thing. You have to find a way to have fun. Tô te enchendo o saco, né?
Não, mas tá
Tô
certo.
tô dando mó porrada. Tô enchendo o saco.
Eu não queria ser atleta sua, não, viu?
Por isso que você é repórter e ele é campeão olímpico.